Hi guys, in this lecture you will be learning the access specifiers. What are the access specifiers? The public, private and protected. It is related to the scope. So first of all, what is the scope? The scope is the limit or just the boundary of anything. Here I'm going to tell you about the scope. If I create a variable here in the main, so its scope is just in this main. We cannot access this number variable outside this main in any function because these parentheses show the scope of this number variable. Here I'm going to access this variable, but this is not possible. Here I'm gonna write number is equal to 0, and now here you see that this is the error. Number cannot be resolved to a variable because this function cannot know about the number variable that is in the main. It is telling us there is no variable whose name is number. So this is the scope, and now I'm gonna tell you about the access specifier, how to increase the scope if the number is in the main or in the class. So how to increase its scope using the public, private and protected keyword. So first of all, I'm gonna use the public keyword. So here I'm gonna remove this and remove this, and here in the class I'm gonna declare a variable string, then name, and now I'm gonna write the public keyword before this data member. So now this name variable is accessible inside the class, in the functions and in the main, and it is also accessible in the other class that is in the same package, and it is also accessible in the other class that is outside this package. So now I'm gonna show you. Here you can see that we can give it value. Here is the Fahad, and you can see that it is accessible, and you can also access it in the main. In the main we need to create object. Here I'm gonna create an object. Here is the person, p1 is equal to new person, and here is, and now here we need to write the p1 dot name is equal to Ali. So this is the way we can assess. What is the benefit of this public? We can also assess the data, the name variable in the other class that is in the same package. Here in this package I'm going to create another class whose name is student. Here is the student, and now here I'm going to assess it. We just need to create the object of this class and then we can assess it. Here I'm going to copy this statement and paste it here, and here you can see that we can assess the name variable. First of all, we create the object of the person class and then assess the name. Here is no error, and I'm gonna print this on the screen. Here what we need to do, p1 dot name, and now let's execute this file, this student file. Here I'm gonna run this file, run as Java application, and here you see that its output is Ali, and here I'm gonna change it so you can watch it clearly. Here I'm gonna run it again. Here you can see that the text is changed. So this is a way we can assess the public data in the other class in the same package, but we can also assess the public data in the class that is outside this package. Here I'm gonna create another package in the source. Click on this icon and I'm gonna create the package with the name first. and here is the package, and now I'm gonna create the class inside this package. Here is the package name is first, and I'm gonna create the employee. So now this is the employee class. Here I'm gonna create another variable public int age, this class in the different package whose name is first, and the student.java is in the different package whose name is default package. So now I'm gonna access the data member age in the student class. First of all, we need to write import, and then the package name is first, then the class name is employee, then the semicolon, and now here I'm gonna create the object of this employee class. First of all, write the employee e1. Here is the new employee, and now I'm going to access the data of the employee class using the e1 dot age. Here is the age, and I'm going to give it the value 5, and I'm also going to print it e1 dot age. And now let's print this out, and here is the 5 is printed on the screen. So this is the way you can access the public data from the other package in the other class. And now I am gonna access the protected data. So first of all, what is the protected data? So if we make the data to the protected, so what is going to happen? Here you can see that we can access the protected data in the class and in the main, and we can also access the protected data here in the class which is in the same package. Here you can see that we can access the protected data, but we cannot access the protected data in the other class that is in the different package. Here in the first, here I'm gonna write this statement. Here I'm going to copy this statement and let's write it in the employee, but we cannot access it. So here you can see that this is the error. We cannot access the protected data here in the other class that is in the different package. So now here I'm going to talk about the third one, that is the private. If we make any data to the private, so let's see what happened. This name is gonna be private. So now when we write the private to any data, so that kind of data is only accessible in the class. So now here you can see that it gives an error because when the name is become the private, so it is not accessible in the other classes that is in the same package or in the different package. So it gives an error. The private data is only accessible in the same class. And when we have not provided any access specifier, so the data is only accessible in the same class, in the main and in the function, and it is also accessible in the same package in the second class. Here you can see that we can access the name. Here it does not give any error, so I'm going to run it. Here is run as Java application, so it cannot give any error. So with the no access specifier, we can access data in the same package and in the same class. I have explained the access specifiers by applying on the data members on the variables, but the same conditions are applied on the function. If we make any function public, here if we apply it public, so it is accessible in the class, in the main. It is also accessible outside the class, it is also accessible in the other class that is in the same package, and it is also accessible in the other class that is in the different package. Same conditions are apply on these functions if we make it protected, so it is accessible in the other class that is in the same package and inside the class. And if we make it private, so the function is only accessible within the class. If we cannot provide any access specifier to the function, so it is accessible in the same package in the other class, and it is also accessible inside the class. So the same condition that is apply on the data members are also apply on the functions. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video that is about the encapsulation. See you in the next lecture. Thank you for watching this video.